In the UK, they are known for some of the world's best special forces units. Now, imagine a covert unit where precision and secrecy determined success, and not some, but all of their work was done from the shadows. Their official members have never been declassified as they fear retaliation from former IRA members against these operators or their families. Few units have left a mark as significant yet invisible as the British Army's 14 intelligence company, known as the DET. Established during the height of Northern Ireland's troubles, this covert surveillance unit was instrumental in countering the paramilitary operations of groups such as the Provisional Irish Republican Army, the IRA. Their contributions were vital to maintaining national security during one of the UK's most volatile eras. The DET was formed in 1973, inheriting its mission from the Military Reaction Force, MRF, which had become mired in controversy for its aggressive and sometimes ethically questionable tactics. The British Army recognized the need for a more sophisticated approach to counterinsurgency, one that combined precision with stealth. The Troubles, a period of intense sectarian conflict between the predominantly Catholic nationalists and Protestant loyalists, demanded unconventional methods. Paramilitary groups like the IRA were deeply embedded within local communities, and traditional military strategies proved ineffective. The DET was created to fill this gap, tasked with conducting undercover surveillance to preempt and disrupt terrorist activities. So, how does one join this unit back in the day? Recruitment into the DET was anything but ordinary. Potential operatives were handpicked from across the British Armed Forces, including the Army, Royal Navy, and Royal Air Force. Candidates underwent a stringent selection process designed to identify those with not only physical and mental resilience, but also the ability to blend seamlessly into civilian environments. One groundbreaking feature of the DET was its inclusion of female operatives, a rarity in special military units at the time. Women were invaluable in undercover roles, as they could access locations and situations where male operatives might arouse suspicion. This foresight demonstrated the unit's forward-thinking approach to recruitment and operations. The selection process included psychological evaluations to gauge candidates' ability to operate under stress and maintain composure in high-risk scenarios. Training was exhaustive, encompassing advanced driving, hand-to-hand combat, and weapons handling, as well as mastery of cultural nuances and dialects specific to Northern Ireland. The DET's training regimen was legendary for its rigor. Candidates spent months preparing for the challenges of covert operations. The focus was on equipping operatives with the skills needed to navigate the complexities of life undercover while gathering actionable intelligence. Key components of the training included surveillance techniques. Operatives learned to conduct both mobile and static surveillance without detection. This involved long hours of observation, tailing suspects, and using concealed cameras and microphones. Disguise and infiltration. Mastery of blending into civilian environments was essential. Operatives adopted various personas, complete with authentic accents and clothing, to maintain their cover. Driving and evasion. Advanced driving courses taught operatives how to execute high-speed escapes and evade pursuit, critical skills in urban and rural settings. Cultural acumen. Understanding local customs and nuances was essential for operatives to seamlessly integrate into communities. This meticulous preparation ensured that operatives were not only physically capable, but also mentally primed to handle the unpredictable nature of their missions. The DET's primary focus was intelligence gathering. Operatives were deployed into hostile areas, often living undercover for extended periods. Their job was to infiltrate communities, monitor suspected paramilitary operatives, and provide actionable intelligence on the members of the IRA to other security forces, such as the SAS and RUC, Royal Ulster Constabulary. The unit employed cutting-edge surveillance equipment for the time, including hidden cameras, bugging devices, and specialized vehicles. Operatives worked in small teams, relying on discretion and teamwork to avoid detection. One of the DET's hallmark successes involved tracking IRA bomb-making cells in Belfast. Through weeks of patient surveillance, operatives identified key figures and documented their movements, leading to arrests and the confiscation of explosives. In another operation, their intelligence was crucial in facilitating Operation Flavius in Gibraltar, where the SAS neutralized an IRA unit planning a bombing. Despite these successes, the work was loaded with danger. Operatives faced constant threats from the paramilitary groups they were monitoring. Exposure could mean torture or death at the hands of these groups, making every operation a life-and-death gamble. The Det operated under a cloak of absolute secrecy. The British government often denied the unit's existence, and its operatives lived double lives. Even within the military, few were aware of the Det's structure or operations. This level of confidentiality was necessary to protect the unit's missions and personnel. The secrecy extended to the operatives' personal lives. They were forbidden from discussing their work with family or friends, and many lived with the psychological burden of isolation. This intense need for anonymity meant that their sacrifices often went unrecognized, even within their own circles. Operating in the shades within the world of intelligence posed significant ethical and operational challenges. The Det was sometimes accused of overstepping legal and moral boundaries. Allegations of collusion with loyalist paramilitaries and questions over the legality of certain operations surfaced over the years. While some of these claims remain unsubstantiated, they underscore the complexities of conducting covert operations in such a volatile environment. Additionally, the psychological toll on operatives was immense. The constant stress of living undercover, coupled with the ever-present risk of exposure, led to burnout and, in some cases, lasting trauma. The unit provided limited psychological support, as its operatives were expected to endure the pressures of their role without external aid. As the troubles wound down in the late 1990s and early 2000s, the nature of global terrorism began to shift. Recognizing the need for a broader intelligence and reconnaissance capability, the British Army established the Special Reconnaissance Regiment, SRR, in 2005. The DET's expertise and operational framework were instrumental in shaping the SRR, which now conducts covert operations on a global scale. The SRR expanded upon the DET's methodologies, integrating new technologies and adapting to the changing nature of asymmetric warfare. From counter-terrorism missions in the Middle East to surveillance of organized crime networks, the SRR continues the DET's legacy of excellence in covert operations. The 14 Intelligence Company, or the Det, remains one of the most enigmatic and effective units in British military history. Operating in the shadows, its operatives demonstrated unparalleled courage, skill, and resilience. Their work was instrumental in curbing paramilitary violence during the Troubles and set the standard for modern intelligence operations. The DET's legacy lives on in the SRR, a testament to the enduring importance of covert surveillance and intelligence, gathering and maintaining national and international security. While their contributions were shrouded in secrecy, their impact on the battlefield and beyond cannot be overstated. The operatives of the Det exemplified the quiet heroism of those who fight not for recognition, but for the safety of others, a legacy that will inspire generations to come.